Alright, so me and my mate TheBennychin, we're out here gonna look at Loudwire's top 50 best metal albums of all time, apparently.
It's TheBennychin here, and get ready for another fucking metal video, yeah!
I guess. So what do we got at number 50? Ooh, accept balls to the wall. Yeah, that seems like a pretty good pick.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't heard this album. I've only heard the title track from it. How about you? Have you heard the album?
No, not really, but I'm not gonna argue its place.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, it sounds about right, I guess.
What's next? Okay, Mayhem, The Mysterious Dumb Satanist. Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah, absolutely belongs here, though I feel like it should be a bit higher. A bit of a note. I feel like with a list like this, it shouldn't just be a collection of albums that are great. That should also be some albums that have an influence. Like, not only is this album great, but it was really fucking influential to black metal, so I feel like, I mean, I don't think the numbers really matter, but, like, number 49, if the numbers do matter, I feel like it should be a bit higher than this.
I'd say 49's about right, only because they're just... But yeah, this album, it's definitely a very good one. I'd say it definitely defines second. It's hands down their best album.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
You're not gonna lie, I prefer Death Crush, but that's an EP,
I mean,
so it's irrelevant.
Like that's an EP, so that doesn't count.
That's literally what I just said, mate. Right, number 48. Slipknot.
Slapnuts. That's a good album.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say, like, yeah, I guess you could say it belongs there. I mean, I like Mayhem's Gay Mysterious album more than this though, so I guess it'd be appropriate to flip the two. But,
you know, if it was up to me, there wouldn't be any like new metal on here, but like, if you had to have some new metal on here, then I guess
I mean, come on, it's they're actually pretty good.
It's a decent album and it had some influence, so yeah, fuck it, whatever, we'll just keep it new.
Yeah, it's pretty aggressive for new metal, which I like.
But 47, Cannibal Corpse with Tomb of the Mutilated.
That one definitely deserves to be higher.
Yeah, even though I personally don't like Cannibal Corpse, I do think it should be a bit higher.
Yeah, this album's legendary, absolutely legendary. This is definitely one of my favorite albums of all time. It's just brutal, it's awesome, it's heavy, it's got a great tone, it's got the riffs, it's got everything. This album just screams Cannibal Corpse, or should I say, growls Cannibal Corpse, because they mostly growl. But yeah, Cannibal Corpse. Definitely a great album.
Alright. 46, Dark Throne with a Blaze in the Northern Sky. Again, the placement is so low, this should be higher.
I'm gonna be honest, haven't heard this album. I was never the most into Dark Throne. I mean, you know, they're cool, but I mean, never heard an album by them.
I mean, I think this is a bit of a hot take. This is, to me, Dark Throne's only good album. It really should be higher than 46. Again, not just because it's a quality album, but because of the influence it had.
Oh, well, I might give it a listen sometime then.
Yeah. Right. 45. Iron Maiden self-titled. Why is it so low? Hold on, I think I know why this is so low. It's because pretty sure there's gonna be multiple Maiden albums on this list.
Yeah, they're gonna put so much Maiden in this list. But I mean, yeah, it's a good album. I'd say it about belongs there, I guess.
Well, definitely.
I mean, well, not really, because the other albums, I mean, I like them more than this one, but yeah, it's still a good album.
Okay, now, if I'm right about them putting more than one Maiden album on here, and I need to put this rant out right now. If you're gonna make a fucking top 50 best metal albums of all time, there shouldn't be any repeats. Just pick one album from one fucking band, please.
How about 2 max?
Yeah. Yes.
I'd say 2 max is okay, but yeah, preferably 1.
Yeah, great album, very influential. Should be a fuck ton of Tile, Loudwire, like, come on.
Definitely an influential new wave British heavy metal album. But yeah, good stuff.
Right.
Oh yes, I love this one. Altars of Madness. Legendary, Morbid Angel album.
Yeah,
This is for sure, hands down, their best album.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue that. Yeah, that is Madness. Great death metal.
I'd say it's probably should be higher in the list, but yeah, still that's still a fair place because this is some good shit. Altars of Madness, so many great songs.
Indeed. Okay, 43. Halloween with Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 1. What the fuck? Isn't it usually Part 2 that everyone loves? Like,
yeah, it's usually, I think Part 2 is the one everyone's obsessed about.
The fuck, Loudwire? Why Part 1?
I don't know.
But yeah, Halloween definitely do have their place in here. You got anything more to add?
Yeah, they're a good band.
Yeah. 42 Neurosis. Fucking. I don't like Neurosis.
Any album. I mean, which is weird because like I'm pretty sure I went to a festival where I saw them live. I mean, I didn't go there for Neurosis, but I went there for Pig Destroyer. But I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the band. I saw these guys live, yet I haven't heard any albums from them. And I mean, I'm not really a huge fan of them. But again, went for Pig Destroyer. Pig Destroyer put on a good fucking show, by the way, and Neurosis were good, but not really my kind of stuff, to be honest.
Yeah, I do not think that this should be on here. Like, post-metal in general is gonna be like... Here? It's gonna be nothing more than a footnote in the history of heavy metal.
Yeah, what the hell is this doing?
And if you gotta have a post-metal being on here, then I can see Neurosis being on here, but for me, no Neurosis. Let's move on to the next album.
Yeah.
Alright, King Diamond with Abigail. Finally, some quality shit.
I haven't heard this. I mean, I've only listened to one King Diamond album. It was the one from like 1990. I forgot what it was called, but it was a pretty good one. But I have not heard this one. How about you?
Yes, I have listened to this album and I very much enjoy it. Though I must say, if Merciful Fate also happens to be on this list, then I don't think we need a King Diamond album on this list, because Merciful Fate already represents the King and the Boys pretty well.
Yeah, I gotta listen to more King Diamond. I'll probably come across this album sometime. But yeah.
Right, next, the self-titled Bar 3 album. I mean, yeah, it's a good album, but this wasn't the Bar 3 album that had the influence. That was under the signs of the Black Mark.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't listened to any Bath 3 albums yet, but I mean, I will. Like, definitely planning to, because they're a good band from what I've heard of them so far.
As a guy that used to have Bar 3 as their all-time favorite band, that kind of hurt.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Scarlett.
It's okay.
Don't worry, I will listen to albums from them, because they are pretty good.
Alright, next, 39. Oh, fucking self-titled by Korn.
Haven't heard this either. Not really a huge Korn fan.
Again, I wouldn't put this on here because I have a bias towards not putting new metal on a top tier of anything, but to have some new metal on here, you pretty much need to have this album on here since it invented the fucking genre.
I mean, yeah, that is fair.
Yeah, I won't argue this one. Right, 38. Merciful Fate, Don't Break the Oath. Okay, let's go back to what I just said. Okay, we can yeet Abigail by King Diamond off because this album already represents him very well. And this was the one that actually had the influence with no black metal. Even though it's not a black metal album, still the influence.
I haven't heard this one either.
Oh my god, do it! Like, get to it at some point.
Yeah, I'll definitely give it a listen, because I heard this is a really, really good one.
Right, 37. Emperor with Anthems to the Welkin at Dusk. What? Why this album? Like, the Emperor album everyone loves is In the Nightside Eclipse. Why this one? Loudwire, what's wrong with you?
Loudwire is weird.
I got no bad Loudwire. Replace this with the album that everyone actually loves. The one with the influence.
Yeah, I've never listened to any Emperor albums. I mean, they're good, but yeah, I was never really too into Emperor.
Right, 36. The Black Album.
The Black Album. I'd say definitely higher, because this album, it's pretty good. I mean, I know it gets a lot of shit, but it's pretty good. It's Metallica's best non-thrash album.
I mean, I'm not like one of those people that absolutely hate the Black Album, but I don't love it either.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, it's one of those albums where, I mean, like, everyone has an opinion of it. Like, I mean, I personally think it's great. I mean, it just has a nice sound to it. It's got some nice rhythms, nice solos, all that. I'd say it's a really good example of Metallica in their heavy metal style. So I mean, like, everyone knows Metallica's a thrash metal band, but when they turn heavy metal, you know, this is the sound that you think of. I think it's great, but I mean, like, yeah, definitely way better than Load and Reload. I hope we can agree on that.
Yeah, although it's a good album by itself, this is the album that made fucking like all these like 2000s alt metal bands a thing.
Wait, what?
It's the album that made all those 2000s alt metal bands a thing.
I don't know about that. I mean, this is like it's definitely a heavy metal sound. Like, I mean, I'd say if any album did that, it's Load and Reload. But yeah, don't blame this album for that.
Whatever. I definitely guarantee we're gonna see better Metallica albums as we go further down the list.
Yeah, definitely.
Which means be like this, get yeeted out and get replaced with, I don't know. Let's not talk about albums to replace other albums. Yeah, we still need to go further down, and oh my god, another fucking Iron Maiden album.
Yeah, there's gonna be a fuck ton of Iron Maiden on here. Yeah, this is a good one. I mean, yeah, I'd say I haven't decided what my favorite Iron Maiden album is actually. It's either this one or actually I think it is this one. Yeah, this is definitely a good one. Power Slave is pretty good.
And here's me, the weird fucker that prefers Killers to all the other Maiden albums.
I mean, Killers is still a great album. But yeah, I'd say Power Slave. I mean, maybe don't rank it as high, but I mean, you know, it's still a good album. It definitely emphasizes the Illuminati with the pyramid on the top. So, you know, beware.
Bruh.
I'm kidding. Ooh, Death, yes. I love me some Death.
Alright,
Yes, this is a great album. Human, definitely a good album.
I'm not sure if this would be my pick for the Death album.
Yeah, me neither. My favorite Death album, personally, is Leprosy.
Yeah, the album that should be on here should be like either Leprosy or Symbolic.
Yeah, Symbolic's pretty good too. Yeah, I love every Death album, really. Like they're all just so unique. They all have their, you know, just interesting sound to it. I'd say Leprosy is personally my favorite. Yeah, I'd say Human. I guess it belongs around here.
Yeah. Alright, Rust in Peace at number 33.
Yes, this is a good album. I'd say it belongs around here. I mean, yeah, Rust in Peace. It's definitely a solid album.
I feel like it should crack the top 25 at least.
I mean, I'd say it's around here, just because, like, I mean, it's a great album. No arguing at all. Like, this is definitely when Megadeth got all their shit together and really, you know, figured out a kick-ass sound.
I guess. Alright, we can go further down. Really? Loudwire Kill 'Em All?
That needs to be number one.
Okay.
Fuck this 32 shit. Fuck that.
Okay, no, it doesn't. It shouldn't be here at all. Like, Kill 'Em All is a great album, but it,
Kill 'Em All is amazing. It's the best album ever.
look, Kill 'Em All, it's a great album, but like,
It's literally pure thrash. It defines what thrash metal is. It's got aggressive sound, fantastic riffs, fantastic guitar solos, fantastic vocals.
can you calm the hell down, bro?
I mean, like, this is my favorite album, so I'm kind of
Yeah,
I mean,
your
I'm
bias.
not
Can
gonna
you?
be so excited.
We try to drop the bias at least a bit.
Oh, fine. I'll try to drop it a little bit.
Hillmore, great album, but I don't really think it should belong here because it's not really, doesn't really define Metallica. It's not their best in my mind, and its influence is, it has its influence, but I don't think to the same extent as the other Metallica albums, to be honest.
I don't know. I'd say it definitely had the most influence because it basically defines, what thrash metal is and what it should sound like. And this is the album that brought all the other Metallica albums. And yeah, I'd overall just say it's the best one.
So we'll have to agree to disagree then.
Yes, so.
Okay. 31 with
British Steel.
Priest, British Steel.
Nice. Yeah, this is a good album. I really enjoy this one. I'd say 31, maybe a little higher. Just because, yeah, this is definitely a very solid album. Every single song on it is just kicks ass.
Again, a great album, but the influence, it's negligible. If you're gonna have a Priest album here, it should be like Sad Wings of Destiny, not British Steel.
I mean, yeah. At the same time, though, this is a very influential new wave of British heavy metal album. Like, this is the one that, like, when I think of new wave of British heavy metal, I think of this and The Number of the Beast by Iron Maiden. But especially this, because, personally, I think this one's better. But, yeah. But that one will probably come up later, honestly.
Yeah, it probably will.
Yeah.
If it does, then this shouldn't. I don't think it should be here. A great album, but it doesn't really belong in the top 50.
I don't know. I think it should be here because every single song on it is solid. It's and it's personally my favorite Judas Priest album. I'd say it's the best one. All the songs on it, it's great. It's a great album.
The 30 with At the Gates of Slaughter
I
of the
haven't
Soul.
listened to this. I mean, haven't really gotten into At the Gates that much.
It's a fine album. It's a good album by itself, but it pretty much started the plague that is melodic death metal and metalcore.
I'm pretty sure Marcus started that with Heartwork.
Came out about the same time, I think.
Well, Carcass's Heartwork was 2 years earlier.
I'll look that up later. Yeah, Slaughter of the Soul, and by itself, it's a good album, but it pushed this idea that death metal could be melodic, and it laid the prototype of the sound that all these horrible metalcore bands would take.
I mean, I enjoy some melodic death metal bands. Of course, I prefer regular death metal and technical death metal. But I really enjoy me some Carcass. I mean, they have good melodic death metal sound and an original death metal sound too. But yeah,
Carcass is probably gonna come up later.
hopefully, so I fucking love Carcass.
29.
Anthrax, Among the Living. This album kicks ass. I'd say it should definitely be around here.
Overrated the band. Fucking Anthrax.
Oh,
Not great.
overrated. Good kick ass. Anthrax are heavy and they're aggressive and they're awesome.
But we'll say they have made an influence and they do belong on this list, so I won't argue their place here.
Okay.
Alright.
I'm glad we can agree on that one.
28, Celtic Frost with 2 Mega Therion. Agreed. But I do prefer, like, Hellhammer, though.
Still gotta hear this one. I mean, you actually showed me Celtic Frost, I think a few months back, because, like, you were surprised that I haven't listened to them before. And, yeah, I really thought they kicked ass, so definitely gotta check this one out.
Indeed. This is a top tier black metal album that is way better than anything the second wave could ever poop out. And fuck you, Norway, for ruining black metal. I hate you. Fuck Euronymous, the commie son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'll definitely check this one out pretty soon, because I heard 1 or 2 songs from it, and it's pretty good.
Yep. Celtic Frost. It's a Mega Therion. Great album. Okay. Entombed with Wolverine Blues. What? Wolverine Blues? Why not Left Hand Path? You fucking idiots! Loudwire, why?
Yeah, I'm surprised. Why didn't they just put Left Hand Path? Yeah, this, like, just, why? What?
This album made Death and Roll a thing! Ah! Horrible. Fuck you, Loudwire. Okay. 26.
Makes sense. Bonded by Blood. This album is pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with that, though they're not my cup of tea.
I think it's pretty good. I'd say this is definitely their best album. Either that or Fabulous Disaster. I mean, it's hard to tell for me, but I mean, I think both albums are pretty good. But yeah, this one definitely kicks a lot of ass. I'd say a little lower just because, like, there are quite a few thrash bands I prefer over Exodus, but I mean, at the same time, it's fucking Exodus. Exodus are great. So, I mean, I guess this is a decent place to put it. Maybe a little lower, but, you know, at the same time, it's fucking Exodus, so, I mean, why not?
I'm surprised that you said that.
Why?
It's like, I feel like we would have put this in, like, the top, like, at least the top 15.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I love Exodus. It's just, like, there are a lot more thrash bands I actually prefer. Like, I mean, I like the Big Four more, I like, Testament more, I love Overkill more, Tantara more, like, there's a few crossover bands I like more, like SOB, DRI. I mean, I still love Exodus though. They're still great.
Yeah, a pretty good and influential album. 25, Dream Theater.
I don't fuck with Dream Theater. I'm probably never gonna listen to an album from them in my life. Not a fan of that shit.
Yeah, I don't fucking like prog metal, but
I like Queensryche and
if we had
Blind Guardians, they technically count.
if we had to drop our biases, then this does belong here because of the influence it had on prog metal. It's still
I just
not
don't
a fan.
care for Dream Theater. They always bored the shit out of me. So yeah.
Yeah, I won't argue with this. I'm just gonna move on. Oh, speaking of Queensryche.
Speaking of Queensryche.
Yeah, Queensryche Operation Mindcrime.
I mean, well, here's the thing. Like, I mean, again, I'm not a fan of. I'm not a huge prog metal fan either, so I definitely wouldn't put this year. I mean, don't get me wrong, like Queensryche is great, but I mean, like I definitely prefer a lot of, you know, other bands more. How about you?
I'm honestly not too familiar with Queensryche, to be honest.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah, okay, so 24.
I'd say like if you're gonna listen to any prog metal, listen to Queensryche, and then you're good, basically.
I don't know, Watchtower's pretty good, but I don't think we'll be seeing them here.
Oh.
Okay, Black Sabbath with Heaven and
Heaven,
Hell.
hell, really? I mean, like I love Black Sabbath, but I mean, like Dio and Black Sabbath is like they're fantastic. Like Dio is a metal god, and Ozzy is a metal god, and Black Sabbath is a fantastic metal band. But for whatever reason, I don't think Dio and Black Sabbath mix that well. So, I mean, it's still like this was still a good album to listen to, but it just doesn't work, honestly.
Honestly, I do really like Dio era Sabbath, but that era should not have been called Black Sabbath.
Yeah, I mean, like I think the sound is good, and I still enjoy this album. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, yeah, Dio and Black Sabbath don't really mix that well. Like, I think they're legendary metal acts, like in their own right. Like Dio is, you know, a legendary guy slash metal band, and Black Sabbath is a legendary metal band. But yeah, with Black Sabbath, I'd say definitely their '70s stuff is where the gold is at.
Indeed. Alright,
Yeah.
22, Slayer with Seasons in the Abyss.
Nice. I'd say this belongs about here. Yeah, this is definitely a kick-ass album.
Yeah, this belongs here.
Yep.
Definitely I'd say my second favorite Slayer album.
Nice. I'd say it's actually I think it's probably my second favorite as well. Second or third.
I mean, I know for sure my favorite wouldn't be on here.
Probably not.
Because
Yeah, Slayer, Seasons in the Abyss, good stuff.
Show No Mercy barely gets any love, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a good album.
Okay.
Like, I think the reason why people don't appreciate it that much is because, like, I'd argue it's basically proto Slayer. Because I mean, like, they don't really even sound like Slayer until Hell Awaits. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, that's kind of why I love it though, because that album wasn't really Slayer.
I mean, it's cool. Like, it's interesting to hear like Slayer not sound like extremely evil and dark and absolutely insane. To hear them like sound like more speedy and like more like it's interesting.
I mean, we're getting a bit off topic here. It's about the Seasons in the Abyss, not Show No Mercy.
Oh, yeah, this is about Seasons in the Abyss.
Okay, Seasons,
it's
great
a
album, should be here. Let's go.
Yeah.
Right, 21, Sepultura with Beneath the Remains.
Yeah. I haven't gotten to this album yet. I mean, I've been listening to like Sepultura a little bit. I think I heard their first two albums so far. I'm getting to this one, but I mean, like I've heard some songs from it, but I haven't heard like the entire album yet. How about you? Have you heard it?
No, not really. But even without hearing it, I think I would make the argument that it doesn't really belong here.
Yeah, I'd probably say the same.
It's like, if you're gonna put a Sepultura album on here, it should be like one of the really early stuff, like the stuff that influenced like black metal or like
Yeah, definitely.
Chaos AD, which is their groove metal album. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, 20 with Rainbow Rising.
Well, I haven't heard this one. I mean, like, I said, like, don't get me wrong, Dio is a legend, but I mean, I prefer, like, Dio over Rainbow, to be honest. How about you?
Yeah, I think I've only ever heard bits and pieces of this album.
Yeah, same here. I'll definitely give it a listen.
Did have like a huge impact on what would become like power metal. So alright, and we're back. We had a bit of a problem there, but we're gonna go down to number 19 and Mastodon. Why is it so high?
Not too into Mastodon, to be honest.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, haven't gotten around to listening to one of their albums. I'm probably not gonna bother. I mean, they're good, but I mean, I'm not really my kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, progressive sludge metal. I mean, what the fuck is up with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay, with the Sad Wings.
Oh, you were talking about this earlier. Oh, you got your wish.
Yeah, Sad Wings is here, then British Steel needs to go. Gots to go, bro. Gotta go.
Oh, I like British Steel more. I think British Steel, like, every single song on it is solid. I mean, every single song on this is solid as well, but British Steel, I just think it kicks more ass, and I think it defines Judas Priest more. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still love this album.
Yeah, but what impact did British Steel really have on metal as a whole?
I mean, it basically defined what new wave of British heavy metal is.
Yeah, but Priest was never actually part of the new wave of British heavy metal themselves, so that's kind of irrelevant.
And like this, and Sad Wings of Destiny, this was back when they were like traditional heavy metal still. Like, it's still a great album though. Don't get me wrong. I love the shit out of this album. It's awesome. Just Judas Priest overall, they're a great band.
Yeah. I mean, they were my favorite band of all time at one point when I was younger and stupid.
They're definitely some good stuff. And seeing them live, oh man, they're amazing live. Holy fuck.
Right. Number 17.
Holy Diver by Dio. Oh man, this album, this one kicks ass. What a sick album. I mean, I probably wouldn't put it this high, because I mean, like, I prefer, you know, thrash metal more. But I mean, you know, definitely don't live, like, without hearing this album. This is some good shit. Dio is a metal god. Everyone's got to hear this album.
I gotta lie, I'm not huge into Dio. I think he's...
I'd say definitely give this album a listen if you haven't heard it.
Maybe. I'll get to it at some point.
It kicks ass. I definitely recommend it. I love Dio. Definitely metal god. Speaking of metal gods, we also got Black Sabbath in here.
Yeah, but number 16. But
This is definitely a good album. Very, 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 very heavy. Very heavy metal.
it's not that heavy. I mean, Masters of Reality was way heavier.
I mean, I don't know. That stuff. I think Masters. Yeah, Okay, yeah, it's heavier. But I mean, this is still a very, very heavy album. Like Black Sabbath, I'd argue they're the heaviest band of all time. But yeah, this is a legendary album. Every single song on it is solid. Like,
Yeah, great album, pretty much.
yeah, very influential for just metal in general.
Indeed. But yeah, we're probably gonna see another Sabbath album on here, which means,
And rightfully so.
which means like Heaven and Hell would have to go.
Yeah. This is definitely way better than Heaven and Hell.
Like, number 15, Opeth with Blackwater Park. Like,
oh,
fuck
oh,
off
oh.
a while.
What's with all this prog? Why? Oh. Not into that stuff. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm just not even. Just.
Yeah, I would yeet this out of here.
Yep. Let's just agree. Just no.
Okay, Venom with.
Ah, yes! Welcome to Hell. This album's sick. I love me some Venom.
Venom's fucking right. I mean, I do prefer like black metal, but this is a good album.
Yeah, black metal's better, but this album, it's still pretty awesome. It's some cool shit. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put Venom this high, but I still love Venom. They're fucking amazing. This is some definite good shit.
Yeah, all these years later, and still, like, most black metal bands can never even, like, touch, like, the first two Venom albums.
Oh yeah, for sure. Those are two legendary albums. Amazing shit. Definitely very influential black metal.
Indeed. Right, number 13, System of a Down with Toxicity.
I'm gonna be honest, haven't heard this one. I mean, System of a Down is cool, but I don't know if I like them enough to hear one of their albums. Just
Look, I own this album. I love this album, but I don't think it should be this high. I love System of a Down, but I would debate with myself on whether they truly belong on a list like this.
I haven't heard any albums from them, just songs. But I mean, yeah, I probably wouldn't put them on a list like this either.
Like, even if I did put them on here, I don't think I would go with Toxicity. I'd probably go for, like, Mesmerize. Yeah, let's move on. Number 12, Motorhead, Ace of Spades.
I mean, like, I think I can be honest. Motorhead's first album should be on here instead.
The fuck? It's literally a take I have never heard before.
It's a what?
It's literally a take I've never heard before that Motorhead's first album should be.
I mean, like, I prefer the more raw sound, you know? Like, yeah, I always preferred Motorhead's earlier stuff.
Like, I mean, Ace of Spades wouldn't be my choice either. My choice would probably be, like, Overkill, but... Oh god, you preferred it first album? Like,
Yeah,
what?
it's got a raw sound.
I think you only like it because that album was more punk and you've been going more punk lately.
I mean, it's definitely more punk, and some of the songs actually are punk. Like, what I like about that album is like, it's both a metal and a punk album, and like, it's a unique sound. It's pretty cool.
Alright, okay. Number 11.
Oh my
Tool.
god!
What is it
wrong with
for the
Prog?
prog? Fucking hell, Loudwire, please stop.
Not really a fan of Tool, honestly. Not really into
I
it.
like one song by Tool and it's not even off this album.
Yeah, not into Tool, really.
Tool, nah. It's nah. Nah.
Nah, bro.
Alright, number 10, Master of Reality.
Ooh, yeah, this is a good album.
Great album. Definitely deserves to belong here, but we don't need 3 fucking Black Sabbath albums on this list. Like 2 at most. Come on.
I think 3 is okay just because, you know, Black Sabbath are the most metal band of all time. So I think I'll let it slide with Black Sabbath. This is definitely a great album. Definitely very heavy. I'd say probably the heaviest album ever made.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that, but yeah, this is a great
I
album.
would.
It's my favorite Black Sabbath album.
My favorite will always be Paranoid, honestly. But I mean, this album still kicks ass. Good shit.
It's number 9. Okay, Peace Sells.
Peace sells, but who's buying it? Yeah, this is a good album. I wouldn't put it this high, but it's a pretty good one.
Yeah, no arguing from me. It does belong in here,
I
but
love it. Yeah.
the
So I'm not too disappointed.
wait, isn't Megadeth like literally your least favorite in the big 4?
I mean, they are, but I mean, they're still one of my favorite thrash metal bands. Just because I like Anthrax more doesn't mean I don't love Megadeth. Megadeth are awesome.
Alright. Hey, Ride the Lightning.
Ride
Yes,
the
finally! One of these
Nice.
mainstream lists of not sucking Master of Puppets dick. This is the Metallica album that deserves all the fucking praise in the world. Fuck you. Die!
Yeah, that one should be Kill 'Em All. But I mean, like, Ride the Lightning is still a good one. It's an amazing album, definitely.
I love this album so much. It's like
Yeah.
the tone on this album to me, it's the thrash metal tone. It's the perfect amount of like like ugh!
Did you just come yourself?
Maybe.
Nice. But yeah, it's definitely an amazing album. Definitely some good stuff. I love me some Ride the Lightning. Every single song on it is solid for sure.
Number 7, Judas
I mean,
Priest.
I love Judas Priest, but just don't put this album on here. I mean,
Oh my god, why Screaming for Vengeance? Loudwire.
yeah. Screaming for Vengeance, like, it's probably their most poppy album other than, like, Turbo Lover.
Yeah.
Like, it's still a good album, don't get me wrong. But, like, I definitely wouldn't put it this high.
I mean, if it was,
You only have multiple albums that are better than this one.
yeah.
And
Like, if it was up to me, like, if I had to have 2 Priest albums on here, like, 1 would be Sad Wings for the influence, and 2 might be Painkiller, because it's such a fucking quality album.
I put British Steel and Painkiller, and maybe Sad Wings, just because Sad Wings is awesome.
Yeah. It's number 6. Oh, Ozzy Osbourne, Wizard of Oz.
I mean, this is a great album. Don't get me wrong, but definitely shouldn't be this high. I definitely wouldn't put Ozzy over Sabbath.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, Ozzy is a legend. He's a metal god. He's fantastic. But I mean, let's face it, he was best in Black Sabbath.
Yep, indeed. Definitely put this way lower on the list.
Yeah, same here.
Finally, the home stretch, the top 5, and top 5 is fucking Pantera!
I love Pantera, but yeah, I wouldn't put this high. Still though, it's a kick-ass album. It's definitely very heavy and groovy and cool and shit.
I don't like Pantera. They're the fucking degradation of metal to me.
What's wrong with Pantera?
They invented like this horrible low-end modern metal. It's just
What, groove metal?
I hate that sound. Hate it.
I mean, to be fair, White Zombie actually invented groove metal in 1989.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure X Hoarder like did groove metal before White Zombie, or
I don't know. I don't think they did groove metal until 1990. But
anyway.
yeah, that's a different topic. But
Before.
Ooh, Rain and Blood. Yes, I love this album. Definitely my favorite Slayer album.
God. Overrated.
I put this higher though, just because like it's fucking Slayer. It's fucking Rain and Blood.
I don't get why the metal press always sucks its album's dick so much. Like,
It's because
it's fast.
It's fast, it's dark, it's intense, it's like this album just screams like dark, intense, crazy thrash metal. Like this is very influential for not only thrash metal but death metal as well and black metal. It's some really it's just some intense shit.
No, I'd argue that Hell Awaits is more influential to like death metal and black metal than this. And I mean, that album also defines Slayer better.
I don't know. I'd say this defines Slayer better, just because like they tuned up their sound more, and you know, like this album is darker, it's crisper, it's more.
Hell no, Rain and Blood ain't darker than fucking Hell Awaits, bruv.
I don't know. I'd say Rain and Blood's definitely better than Hell Awaits, but Hell Awaits still kicks ass. Don't get me wrong.
Anyway, the top three. Let's see, and fucking Number of the Beast.
I knew they'd put this. I mean, the Number of the Beast, like it's a good album. Don't get me wrong, but I'd say like when I think of the most overrated metal albums, like this is the first thing that pops up in my head.
Like, finally, someone else that agrees with me on this shit. This is overrated as all hell album.
It's pretty overrated. I mean, it's still good. I enjoyed it, but I mean, come on, Iron Maiden put out better stuff than this.
Indeed.
I just think it's ridiculous when people try to argue this was like the greatest metal album or one of the greatest metal albums. It really wasn't. It was a significant influence in new wave of British heavy metal at best.
Yup. Like,
definitely wouldn't put it at number 3. Definitely not.
So, Yeah, and fuck you, Bruce Dickinson. Juliano's way better. And fucking hell, I just talked about how.
Yep, there it is, Master Puppet.
No, fuck this album.
I mean, like, I think, yeah, I love this album. I love Master Puppets. I mean, I wouldn't put it this high, so I'd put Kill 'Em All and then Justice for All this high. But I mean, like, it's fair. I mean, Master Puppets is still a legendary album.
Yeah, again, can I bring up how I'm still shocked at the fact that Injustice for All is your second favorite Metallica album, considering it's the closest they got.
I like their dark turn. I like how dark and heavy it is.
Yeah, because considering that album's like the closest they got to prog.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, it's still thrash metal. Like, I mean, you can have a little bit of prog influence. Like, I just really like their dark turn. I like how it's dark. I like how it's extremely heavy. It just kicks ass.
So, what are you betting that the number one album's gonna be?
I wonder what. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
Drum roll, please. Number one best metal album of all time is
Paranoid.
not a bad choice, actually, because this album is legendary. Every single track on this album it's an anthem. This album is fantastic.
Why?
Why
is there like 5 Black Sabbath albums on here? Why? Fuck you, Loudwire, I hate you.
Define metal. They define metal, so I mean it's fair. If any metal band deserves to have 5 albums on here, it's Black Sabbath.
No. You're wrong. And gay.
I'd say, like, it's not that bad of a number one choice. I mean, we all have our different favorite albums, but like, it's all like they're all not likely gonna be this album. But I mean, like, this is it's still a pretty solid number one metal album. So I mean, this is personally my favorite Black Sabbath album. It's some really good stuff. Every single song on this album is an anthem. This is definitely an album that defines metal for sure.
I mean, I guess, but like, what, 5 fucking Sabbath albums in one list? Like, no.
Again, Sabbath are literally what metal is. There's no band more metal than Black Sabbath.
Very spicy take, my dude.
I mean, yeah, it's a spicy take, but I mean, think about it. They're the most metal band ever. Yes.
Alright.
All of these albums, they're all really good. I mean, most of them, that is. But yeah.
So,
I mostly don't agree with this list, but I'd say I agree with a little less than half of it.
alright, so, and now we'll take like a quick refresher, like, to see what albums we'd want out and what albums we'd replace them with. And so, except, I mean, I think they can stay. Mayhem, yo. Slipknot,
Yeah.
yeah, I'd yeet them out and replace it with, I don't know.
I'd switch. I'd flip Slipknot and Mayhem, They Mysterious. I'd flip them.
For me, I'd yeet Slipknot out entirely and replace it with. And it's very like outside hipsterish choice, but no Fallen Angel of Doom by Blasphemy. It's the album that pretty much invented war metal.
I probably wouldn't have Slipknot in the top 50 metal albums, to be honest. I mean, I guess I'd replace it with probably a Testament album, because I didn't see any Testament in here. So I guess Practice What You Preach probably belongs here instead.
Yeah, Cannibal Corpse, They Can Stay, Darkthorn, yeah, Maiden. And for me, that would be a Maiden album that can stay. Morbid Angel, yeah. Yeah, replace part 1 with part 2, because that's the album that everyone actually fucking loves Loudwire.
Yeah,
White 1, and come on.
Yeah.
Neurosis. Yeah,
just take that one out completely.
Yeah, replace that one with
replace it with just a Blind Guardian album. Because wait, not Blind Guardian. I mean, what do you even replace this with? What the fuck do you replace this with?
For me, I would replace it with a Suffocation album. I'm trying to remember which Suffocation album.
Replace it with the Suffocation album, just because fuck it.
It was Effigies of the Forgotten. That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. Put that one in instead.
Okay, King Diamond. Said this before, great album, but we have Merciful Fate on here, so this can go. We'll probably replace it with, fuck. What would you replace it with?
I'm really not sure. I guess, let me think. What's a metal band that didn't get enough love? I guess, that's a tough one. I guess, yeah, that's a really tough one. I guess just,
for me,
I guess just another Judas Priest album, or no, actually no. Yeah, I'll put a new band in here. I guess Led Zeppelin, because I didn't see them in here. I guess just go with their probably debut album.
So, yeah, if I'm gonna, I'll stick with the concept album theme and go with Typo Negative, Slow, Deep, and Hard. Replace this one.
Alright.
Alright, Law 3. Just replace this Law 3 album with Under the Sign of the Black Mark, because that was the one that actually had an influence.
Alright.
Alright, Korn. Whatever, and invented new metal. It can stay. Merciful Fate. Yeah, it can stay as well. Emperor. Replace that with In the Night Side Eclipse, the Emperor album everyone actually loves. Like, come on, Loudwire. You got anything to say?
Sure, yeah. I don't know. I was never really too big in the Emperor, so yeah, I guess just replace it with what you said.
Alright, the Black Album. Now I gotta think about the 2 Metallica albums I'd want to stay on here. Debating with.
I'd say replace it with Justice, because I didn't see Injustice for All on here.
Yeah. If I had to pick 2 Metallica albums, it would be like Ride the Lightning and Injustice.
Okay, that's fair.
Power Slave.
That one can stay.
Yeah, I guess. Death is Human. Still no other Death albums on here, so I would replace this one with Symbolic.
I'd replace it with Leprosy.
Negative, rest in peace. Yeah, I feel like it belongs on here, it should go higher. Kill 'em all. You know, so you think it would be number one.
Again, I'd say it should be higher, but I mean, you know, at least Kill 'em all made it to this list.
I say replace this one with, I don't know how it waits.
Wow.
A British Steel.
I'd say definitely keep this one on. Solid choice.
I would personally say replace with Painkiller.
Nah.
At the gates.
Replace this with fucking Heartwork.
Oh my god, you're right, we didn't see Carcass on here. Yeah, replace this with fucking Heartwork.
No, where the fuck was Carcass? Like, you're gonna put this here for an influential mellow death album and not fucking Heartwork by Carcass? Really? Fuck out of here.
So we're very dumb. Very dumb Loudwire. Anthrax. Yeah.
This can stay. I'd say that's definitely the best Anthrax album.
Yeah, that can stay. Celtic Frost can stay, but I feel like it should be a bit lower. Entombed. I just replace this one with Left Hand Path, like the Entombed album everyone actually likes.
Yeah. There's no reason for that album to be on there.
Exodus, yeah, they can stay. Dream Theater,
yeah.
As much as I don't like it, make
Dream Theater just go out completely, no. And replace it with that.
Enhanced Work, they can stay. Heaven and Hell.
Heaven and Hell needs to be replaced with another Sabbath album. Let's see. Let's see, which one though? I would say, probably, Sabotage.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we need any more White Sabbath on here.
I'm fine with, like, if any band deserves to have this many albums on here, it's Sabbath, so I'm fine with that. Just not Heaven and Hell. As much as I love Dio, but sorry, man, like, Dio and Sabbath don't really mix that well.
Alright, Seasons in the Abyss, this should be fucking higher.
It should be a little higher, yeah.
Beneath the Remains.
Replace it with their early shit.
Yeah. And the Rising. Yeah, don't know much, but it can stay.
Yeah.
Most of
Get rid of that entirely.
Yeah. Replace it with, I don't know. Get a bit of an outside pick, but I don't know. Anti-Capital by Asuk.
I guess just like this is a random replacement, but I didn't see any Obituary in there, so replace it with Slowly We Rot.
Oh yeah. Hey, Saddlings of Destiny, I can stay. Holy Diver,
Sure.
Yeah.
That can stay. That can stay.
Get
rid of that.
Replace it with an actual good prog death album. The Key by Nocturnus.
I'd say get rid of Opeth entirely. Replace it with Possess Seven Churches.
Oh yeah.
That's some solid death metal that needs recognition, not this shit.
Heaven and Hell, I would personally, Welcome to Hell, personally replace it with.
I mean, it's a great album, but I'd say replace it with black metal. I guess.
Yeah, replace it with black metal.
Black metal was just a bit better, but both albums, they're two peas in a pod. They're both great selections, really.
Alright, Toxicity. And I'll have to keep debating with myself on whether another system belongs in here. And because I can't really get my bias out of this because I still fucking love System of a Down.
Alright, that's fair. I'd say just replace it with, let's see.
Cause like System, they're like the one like new metal adjacent band that even the most staunch metal elitists are like, you know what, guys, let's not make fun of these guys too much.
They're good, but again, I haven't heard an album from them. I guess this is what I'd say. Just replace SO80 with SOD. Speak English or die.
Yeah.
Completely unrelated. Letters are similar, but
Road ahead, Ace of Spades. I say replace that with Overkill.
replace it with their self-titled.
Tool, get out of here.
Get rid of Tool entirely. Like,
again,
I don't know if we can replace this one. Like, it's just no.
Another weird outside pick. I'd replace it with the Carnivore self-titled.
Alright, I'll think of like, okay, fuck it. Replace it with Tantara based on Evil.
It's a really outside pick. Even I never heard of that band until you brought him up to me. Like,
Well, yeah, it's an outside pick, but then again, is Tool not an outside pick?
No, they're pretty loved by the mainstream.
Well, I say fuck it. Based on Evil by Tantara. Just put it there.
And Master of Reality, I can stay.
Yeah, I can say.
And I feel like I would just get this out of here because Rust in Peace represents them pretty well.
I mean, I can agree, but I mean, I guess you can say. I guess maybe flip the order.
I would replace this with I don't know what to replace it with. This should be fucking higher. This can... No.
Replace it with Baby Killer.
Yup. Blizzard of Oz.
This, I mean, I guess just replace it. There's so many fucking Sabbath albums on here. Replace it with just, Sabbath's just newest album.
I'd say, like, just put this one, like, lower on the list. Hey, Pantero. I hate
I guess, like, I'd say replace this one with, either Cowboys from Hell or Power Metal. I'd still argue Power Metal is Pantera's best album, honestly.
Rain and Blood. Fucking overrated.
I'd say just make it a little higher than yeah.
How is number 4 not high enough for you?
Because it's not number 3.
It's not a top 3 album, you're delusional.
I think it is. It's a legendary album.
Number of the Beast.
Just get rid of that.
Yeah.
It doesn't belong here.
So
Too overrated.
Wait, what was the new wave of British heavy metal band that doesn't get much love?
Let's see. Yeah, what's one that doesn't get enough?
I don't know, maybe Angel Witch.
Yeah, Angel Witch or let's see who else. I guess Saxon, however you pronounce that, they're pretty good.
Saxon is Saxon. How's that not hard to pronounce?
Okay, yeah, it's Saxon. But yeah, anyway.
Okay. Overrated of puppets. No.
Replace it with Tillamook.
This should be where Rider Lightning should take its place. And Paranoid.
And I'd say that's a decent number one spot, honestly.
And anyway, that was it. This
Guys.
thing.
That was a long ass video, but it was pretty good. I enjoyed it definitely.
Anyway, bye guys.
See ya.